I'd like to call to order the Tuesday, September 12th, 2023, 6 p.m. meeting of the Gun Barrel City Economic Development Corporation. We will establish a quorum from my left, please.
Jones present.
Key, present.
Kroll here.
Johannes here.
Ligon here.
Bond here.
Okay, we have a quorum. Please stand for a moment of silence in the Pledge of Allegiance. Salute pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated. Item number 1 on the agenda is citizens' comments. I have one form filled out by Jay Burson. Mr. Burson, please come to the podium, state your name and address for the record, and you will have 3 minutes to speak. I will remind you that nothing that you bring to the board tonight will require any action from the board or comments from the board.
Thank you. Hello, my name is Jay Burson. I live at 105 Gale Drive here in Gun Barrel City, Texas. I'm presenting this speech in opposition to the electing of President, Vice President, Secretary, and Treasurer, or some or any, onto the EDC board before seating the newly appointed EDC members by the City Council. There will not be enough people remaining on the current or remaining board to fill all 4 positions. All the members remaining and new members should be selecting the president, the vice president, the secretary, and the treasurer that they feel best fitted for these roles, not the outgoing members on the board. If the election of president, vice president, secretary, and treasurer take place before seating the new board members, this action could be described as degrading, dismissive, disparaging, and/or a destructive action. Board members have to work together at the end of the day for the betterment of Gun Barrel City. Voting for the president, vice president, secretary, and treasurer before seating the newly and remaining members on the EDC board looks to be deliberate and a decisive scenario. Thank you for your time and your consideration.
Thank you. Moving to item number 2, discuss take action to approve the August 8th, 2023 EDC meeting minutes. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion that we discuss, take action to approve the August 8th, 2023 EDC minute meetings.
Okay, we have a motion for Mr. Bond. Do I have a second?
Jones second.
Second for Ms. Jones. Any discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote for my left, please.
Jones, yes.
Key, yes.
Kroll, yes.
Johannes, yes.
Ligon, yes.
Bond, yes.
Motion carries. Moving to item number 3, discuss, take action to approve the August 15th, 2023 budget workshop minutes. Do I have a motion?
I make a motion that we discuss or take action to approve the August 15th budget workshop meeting minutes.
Motion for Ms. Jones. Do I have a second?
Key, second.
Second for Mr. Key. Further discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote from my left, please.
Jones, yes.
Key, yes.
Kroll, yes.
Johannes, yes.
Ligon, yes.
Bond, yes.
Motion carries. Moving to item number 4, discuss, take action to approve the August 29th, 2023 special meeting minutes. Do I have a motion?
I move that we take action to approve the August 29th, 2023 special meeting minutes.
I have a motion from Mr. Key. Do I have a second?
Ligon, second.
I have a second for Mr. Ligon. Any further discussion?
I'd like to make a motion that we table the August 29th, 2023 special meeting minutes, as there is a whole bunch of our funds being moved around, and I think that the new board coming on should have the right to go over them, review them, and take action as they see.
Mr. Bond, we've already, not only have we had the meeting, but we've already approved all these actions to take place in the budget meeting that we had a few weeks ago. So the minutes, this is just saying this is what was discussed in that meeting, which none of those board members would have been members of the board at the time.
Okay.
So the accuracy of these minutes would reflect that meeting only.
Okay, I still disagree, but
That's fine. Any other discussion? Hearing none, we'll call for the vote from my left, please.
Jones, yes.
Key, yes.
Kroll, yes.
Johannes, yes.
Ligon, yes.
Bond, no.
Okay, motion carries. Moving to item number 5, presentation and Q&A with Natalie Wilson from Neon Cloud about making a video to promote our city on our website as well as social media. I don't know, Robin?
I don't know if y'all had a chance to go look at this link to their website, but they make promotional videos for a lot of different cities that just kind of highlight the things that are here that can benefit a business or a family. I've got a presentation. The lady from Natalie from Neon Cloud is going to do a little presentation for you, showing some samples and giving you some ideas, and she can take questions also.
Thank you. Yeah, and the link did work, so we were able to look at it if we clicked on it.
Can you hear me?
Give us a little technical minute.
Hi, Stephen, can you hear me? I think I can hear you now. Can you hear me?
Just barely.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Not very well.
Can you put the speaker to her microphone or turn up the volume?
Try one more time.
Can you hear me now?
You can hear. Can y'all hear? Brian, you guys?
I'm not hearing anything.
We even practiced this early today to make sure everything worked smoothly.
Can y'all hear him in the audience?
Okay.
Well, I
Are
think
you able to turn the speaker up? Okay, I can take over. So, can you hear me okay, everybody?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and Stephen, do you want to stop sharing the screen there, and then I'll have you share your screen in just a moment. Okay, and can everybody see me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for having me. My name is Natalie Wilson. I am with Neon Cloud Productions, and we specialize in making economic development videos. And so what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to show just an overall video, which is something similar to what we would like to do for Gun Barrel City, and just give you a taste of what we can do. And then I have a short presentation where I will go through and just tell you a little bit about who we are and what we do and some of the services we offer. And then I can answer some questions for you all. So at this point, I'll go ahead and, Stephen, if you can bring up your screen and then give me control, or just, because I don't see the share here now. Share your screen, and be sure those radio buttons are clicked too, please. requested control. Okay, awesome. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and bring up this video here. And I'm going to pause it and just set the stage here a second. Let me enlarge it. Okay, so one of the things you'll notice about this video before we get started is what we're doing is we're creating basically a virtual tour of your city. We are promoting everything from your strategic location to your labor pool, your workforce, your available sites, your existing industries, your businesses that you have, your healthcare systems, your educational systems, and all of your amazing quality of life. And what you're going to notice is that we don't just show one aspect at a time. We're mixing it in throughout the whole video. And that way it's keeping people's attention through the entire 2.5 to 3 minute video that we're creating. You'll also notice that toward the beginning of the video, we create a map. Some people use a two-phase map where we're doing 2 different levels. What we've talked about with Robin and Stephen is doing just a 1-phase map. So everything we offer is a la carte, so we can tweak it to fit your exact needs. So right from the beginning of the video, everybody's going to know exactly where you're located and what you have to offer. So throughout the video, you'll also see what we call motion graphics. That's where we're adding information and it visually becomes part of the 3D space of the video. So we're able to add tons of information to this 2 to 3 minute video. So you're actually getting 10 to 15 minutes worth of content in that short amount of time. So I'm going to go ahead and click play now and let you all watch this video through, and then I will start my other presentation. So what this does, this is a great tool to allow you to attract your target industries like your retail, your restaurants, and just be able to promote your city as a whole and be able to show people what you have to offer before they're able to come and visit. So I will go ahead and I'll actually, I don't know, am I on the screen there, Stephen? Or Okay. So I would like to just give you an example before I start into my presentation. We actually have a client who gave us a testimonial last year at Select USA conference, and he told us that he had used his video and sent it out with 5 RFIs, and he got site visits from all 5, and they were just ecstatic, and they really felt that having that video to send with the RFIs really gave them the edge and piqued the interest of all 5 of those companies to get them to come to their location. And then this year, a year later, he gave me another testimonial, and he said because he sent this video out with an RFI, he attracted the Albemarle Corporation and was able to land them with a $1.3 billion investment in their community. And I just think that's a great testimonial for what these videos can do for our clients. And so I just wanted to share that as a means of how these can be used and how effective they are. So what I'm going to do right now is go ahead and I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to go through a short presentation, PowerPoint here, and explain a little bit more about who we are and what we can do. Okay. So does everybody see this here? Make sure
Yes.
I'm sharing the right screen. Okay. All right. So this is just simply reasons to partner with Neon Cloud Productions. And we bring your community to life visually. That's our goal, is to show people who you are. So the first reason is that we have over 10 years of specialized economic development filming experience. So we have, since day one, had a 100% sole focus on creating economic development video production. So what that means for you is we truly understand who you are and what you're trying to accomplish. We have experienced team members. I personally have been in the economic development world for over 18 years. So when you're talking with us, you're talking with experts. We understand your community. You don't have to try to explain to us your goals and what you're trying to accomplish as far as what you're trying to promote. We know it's not just all about tourism. There's a lot of strategic factors involved. We understand your goals, and we speak with you and we work with you to be sure that we understand what you're trying to accomplish. Robin and Stephen and I have been on about 3, maybe 4 calls before this meeting and doing just that, strategizing, discussing bragging points, discussing obstacles so that we can help you best create a video to promote your town. And not only that, we produce hundreds of customized videos every year. So we don't have a template where we just drop and place. We work with you specifically so that we are creating the exact video that your community needs. Reason number 2 is we create cutting-edge visuals. And what you just saw, we refer to as a virtual tour video. What a lot of our clients found during the pandemic, when people could not fly and visit cities for RFIs and to look at sites and things like that, the communities who had these videos were able to send them overseas so that those potential targets could see their community in a virtual way. And that's what our videos do. We also have groundbreaking motion graphics, and a motion graphic is what you're seeing here on the screen. So we're actually covering whatever's on that land right now because it's not going to be there in the future, and we're showing that it's 200 acres. We're showing the buildings that are going to be there. We're also showing this radar map where we're emphasizing the direction that you're looking at. We're showing that there's raw water annually, 4,000 acres. So there's so much information that we can put on the screen with these motion graphics. We also create revolutionary 3D graphics, and the 3D graphics are like these, where we're showing the future buildings. We can even show something that looks like it's there before it's even there by using the architect's files. And then I'm going to skip that overall example since we just saw one. Reason number 3, we create relevant social media content. And what this does, we offer various options to keep you posting and active and in front of your target audience throughout the entire year. We offer different levels. So we have topic-specific videos. So once we've created this overall 2 to 3 minute video, we're able to repurpose and reuse all of these maps and the amazing motion graphics that we've already created, and we're going to repurpose those and give them to you in shorter chunks. So the topic-specific videos are 45 to 90 seconds. The social media clips are 15 to 30 seconds long. The social media loops are like what you're seeing here. We're taking those motion graphics and the maps and we're making them play through, quickly, smoothly rewind, play through again so that while they're on your social media feed, this information just keeps popping in front of the viewer's face and you're getting that information out there over and over. We also, while we're at the shot list locations, we take both handheld and drone photos. So we're able to give you some good high quality stock images to be able to use in your postings in digital brochures as well. We also give still images of these motion graphics. So we would pause it at a certain place within the development of the motion graphic on the screen, and then you would be able to show the future, just like they're showing the new homes here, the information about 1,500 new homes in the next 5 years. They're able to have that still image to post with and again, get out there on their social media and on their website. Reason number 4 is we have a 5-step strategic process. So over the years, we have just really tried to perfect our process to make it as simple for our clients as possible. And the first step starts with intuitive questioning. And that was the first call that Stephen and Robin and I had, where I asked a lot of questions to really dive in and figure out what your bragging points are, what your obstacles are even, because if we can help you overcome your obstacles, then they're not as big of as a hindrance when you're trying to talk to retail and restaurants and your other target industries. We help you refine your shot list. So during our conversation, I actually put together all of that information in a nugget description and just really help lay the groundwork for you to be able to determine what you want us to film to be able to create this video. And then we have a specialized filming. So again, we have videographers that have been trained with over 10 years experience to film in a particular way. We don't just take a drone up and fly it over an empty lot. We're actually flying so that we can capture certain angles and we know what direction the highway is and what direction the airport is or the next city over, so that we can drop in icons and really bring that to life visually. We also have a strategic editing process. So again, we're creatively creating this video so that it flows and it keeps people's attention from one topic to the next, and we're jumping from topic to topic to try to keep people involved and so that they'll watch it through to the end of the video. And then we also have creative brainstorming for motion graphics and text. So you're going to provide that information for the motion graphics, but our team are the ones that really bring it to life. And we also help you decide, maybe this information would work better on a different scene. So we're there to help. You're not the ones that's going to have to try to come up with all the information as far as what we're going to create. We're the experts at that, and we help and guide you along the way. And then reason number 5, we use your time wisely. So we have an amazing online project management system where everything we need from you is broken down by task, and then we assign those tasks to you at the time that we need them. So this is not a second full-time job. And I was actually at a conference just a couple of weeks ago, and I was talking to somebody, and I said that statement to her, and she said, I wish I had met you sooner, because we engaged with another video firm, and we asked them, the very first question we asked them was, do you know what economic development is, and can you create an economic development video? And they said, absolutely yes. And she said, it has been a weekly chore. We've had to sit down and redirect them and explain to them again what economic development is, because they're constantly thinking it's just a fluff piece or a tourism piece. And she said, we need it to be more. And she's like, it truly is, you know, almost turning into a second job for her. So, and that leads us to the next point, minimal involvement from you. So once we get those pieces of information from Robin and Stephen that we're going to need, then we're able to take that and we're able to go with it and create the amazing product for you. We have a short completion time. So we typically say from filming to final completion of all products is 6 months. We can do it in shorter, but we do like to have, you know, that leeway. So we schedule the filming, we get the main video created, and then we create all the social media content. Longevity of products. That's one of the main questions a lot of people ask. And I'm going to give you a perfect example. So a few weeks ago, I had somebody call me and say, I saw your video on the San Angelo website, and I absolutely loved it. I showed it to my board. They love it. This is exactly what we need. We want a video like this. And I said, I'm so happy to hear you love that, because it's 7 years old. And we've just contracted with them to create a new video. They love their video. They're still going to use that, but they've got a lot of new aspects that they want to promote. And her mouth dropped open. She was in shock that that video was 7 years old. So we try to work with you so that we're not so specific that it's going to become outdated, but you're going to be able to use this as a marketing tool for years to come. We still have people who are using the videos we created for them 10 years ago. And that's the end of this presentation. I thank you so much for the opportunity, and I look forward to working with you if you all decide to move forward with us. So at this time, I will turn it over to Robin and ask if you want to discuss anything about the proposal.
Does anyone have any questions?
What's the average time on these videos?
Between 2 and
length.
3 minutes.
I'm sorry,
2 and 3
2
minutes.
to 3 minutes?
But they create other content from it also. They use other footage that they collect that day for social media clips and other more specific, like restaurant retail, other clips that you can use, shorter pieces.
Have they been to Gun Barrel City?
I don't think they have. Have you guys ever visited Gun Barrel City?
I'm sorry, I can't hear. If you're talking to me, I can't hear what you're saying.
Can she hear you?
She asked if you've ever been to Gun Barrel City before.
Oh, unfortunately, no. But I have spoken with previous directors as there as well, so I am familiar with your town.
Okay.
And just getting to know Robin and Stephen as well, and talking through all the different aspects. So I have looked at your website and gotten familiar with you, but I've not been to your city.
And Robin, would I noticed she's dealing with you and Stephen, would the board be brought in on this?
Absolutely. We would
suggestions
love
and-
input on parts of the video. Absolutely.
Okay. I'm going back to I think Diane was here when Golden Shovel came in. And we were promised all these things that never came to fruition. But I like the idea. I'm not against a video, but we're still trying to get our website up. And there's a lot of generic there.
Okay.
So I would I would like for her to come to Gun Barrel City and maybe meet with us. For her to get a feel of what Gun Barrel City is all about. I mean, we can tell them how great we are.
Right. What they do is schedule someone to come here and stay for a few days to do the drone footage and still footage and video footage here.
Okay.
I mean, whether that's once we approve doing a video. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, and did the 26, or where was it? The $21,015, that's just a ballpark. We don't have a contract with them, so we wouldn't be voting. We would be voting to approve,
That's an estimate that they sent over.
and then we would get a contract with them that we would actually go before the board and vote on and sign.
And then any questions for Natalie? We can let her go. I understand your feelings about using someone more local. Is that, or would you just like someone to come here and see the place to capture a video
No,
about us?
I have no problem. I know it, in an industry, a lot of people are going to say, well, why didn't you go get 3 bids? Well, I don't know that there's 3 businesses out there that do this.
But that's valid. There are others that do it. So
But-
I'm happy to collect some additional bids for this type of product.
Yeah, but like I said, the presentation, I viewed it and everything. I'm not against it, but I just want to make sure that we follow through as we continue to follow through with Golden Shovel,
Okay, gotcha.
that part of it.
Yes.
And Robin, regardless which company we winds up getting this opportunity to create the video for our city, it will work fine with the Golden Shovel, and we won't have any problem with them getting this on our website.
That's correct.
It'll all work together, so there's no problems with that. Okay, so the presentation is over. We're going to move to the next item where we're going to actually discuss and take action, because that was just the presentation. So let's move to item number 6 so that we can discuss/take action to approve a marketing amount to spend on the video with Neon Cloud not to exceed $21,015. Do I have a motion now to open the floor for discuss or take action?
I'll make a motion. We discuss, take action to approve a marketing amount to spend on the video with Neon Cloud not to exceed $21,015.
Okay, we have a motion to discuss and/or take action to approve a marketing amount to spend on the video with Neon Cloud not to exceed $21,015. I have a motion from Mr. Bond. Do I have a second?
Jones, second.
I have a second. We'll open the floor for discussion.
I would think it would be really advantageous for us just not to talk to Neon Cloud, but to talk to some of the people and the other EDCs without Neon Cloud in the room, and cities that are similar to us in size and comparable to some of the things we're trying to get accomplished. I think that would be I would think that would be one of the first things. As a new board, I think that the new board would want to look at that, and just a suggestion to get some ideas from and how they were to work with. Were there any changes? I think the one thing she answered, but I'd want to know longevity because it is a sizable amount of money. But can you add things to those videos as you go without completely scrapping the whole thing? Can you just add as you grow and things of that nature? But I would think first thing we'd want to visit with some other EDC boards.
Yes.
That's a great idea.
And Robin, did she approach us or did we approach them? How did we, I know she said she had spoken to other directors in the past here.
She has, and I met her at one of the conferences I went to for Texas Economic Development Council. They had a booth there and were doing demonstrations, so that's where I initially met her.
Okay. And then I agree with Mr. Kroll that obviously they have references where they've done projects in the past. So I think, for the board to be diligent before making a decision. Of course, I'll honor whatever decision the board wants to make tonight, but think it'd be a good opportunity for us to reach out to those references and find out, how the process went and how they felt and,
Yeah,
know,
that's great advice.
And is this coming out of our $30,000 marketing budget item?
Yes.
Okay.
yeah, so we already have a line item approved in the new budget. Any further discussion?
I would like to see us get maybe some other bids from at least one or two other companies and just compare them.
Would y'all like for me to amend my motion to table this for now? Let me see how.
Yeah, I think that's what it sounds like, Mr. Bond.
Okay. I'd like to make a motion that we table the discuss action to approve a marketing amount to spend on a video with Neon Cloud not to exceed $21,015 until after we've visited with some of the cities and entities that they've done and the other options that are out there.
Okay, we have, Mr. Bond has amended his motion as he just stated. So do I have a second to the amended motion for this to be tabled?
Ligon second.
Okay, Mr. Ligon seconds it. We'll vote from my left for the motion, for it to be tabled.
Jones, yes.
Key, yes.
Roll yes.
Johannes, yes.
Ligon, yes.
Bond, yes.
Motion approved to table. Item number 7, discuss take action to appoint officers for the 2023-24 fiscal year beginning in October. Officers include president, vice president, secretary, and treasurer. Do I have a motion?
I'd like to make a motion that we table this item until after item number 11, swearing in of the new EDC board members.
Okay, we have a motion to delay this action until after number 11. Do I have a second to that motion? Okay, motion fails to get a second.
Point of order.
Yes.
I'd like for us to discuss this a bit more before we go further, please.
Okay.
Everything seems kind of out of order. Typically, last year, I was appointed in October. I took my office in October, and I thought that's the way it was the year before. I don't understand why we're doing it early. Please, let's discuss this. Help me. I know that the city council made the decision that they were going to appoint people ahead of time of what we have in the past. I'm just kind of at a loss as to what we're trying to do and what's going on. I understand what Jay said earlier, and I understand, but it seemed kind of, the converse of that seemed true on that meeting at the city council. So I'm a bit at a loss as to what we're trying to do.
Yeah. Madam President, may I make a motion to discuss and take action to appoint officers for the 2023-24 fiscal year? Officers include president, vice president, secretary, and treasurer.
Can you make a motion to do that right now? Discuss and take action?
That's my motion. My other motion failed, so I'm going with this motion.
Okay, Mr. Bond has made a motion that we discuss, take action to approve officers for the 23-24 fiscal year, which begins in October, including president, vice president, secretary, and treasurer.
And that gets Mr. Key's point to where he can continue if he'd like.
Okay, so continue the discussion. Do I have a second to that motion?
Key, second.
Okay, I have a second for Mr. Key. Now we can continue the discussion. In the past, Mr. Key, with the years that I've been on here, we swore in new board members in October, and they were on the board from October 2 years till the next October, so their term ended on September 30th.
Yes.
So the positions that were filled by the city council at the August meeting means that those folks don't take office actually and begin their term until October 1st. That's how it's worked in the past.
That was my understanding of our charter,
Yes.
and that was my understanding of the city's charter.
Yep. There's a vague. I know. I went through the charter, and I went through our bylaws, and I went through our charter, and I went through our bylaws, and I read and read and read, and in our bylaws, I think the wording in the next review needs to be clarified, because it didn't say the city council appoints in September. It says the board is appointed in September. So I think and in the city charter also is vague. on when our terms are. And I would just like to make the recommendation that when we redo our bylaws, we fix it so we don't do this. This question doesn't come up again, because we do serve at the pleasure of the council, which technically they could nominate us and appoint us in July, but not seat us till October. So that side of it, I'm not agreeing that what they did was right, what they did was wrong, but I think we as the EDC board and the future board and the city council, or not city council, but the charter review board could take to heart, and let's define these. Let's get them written down to where all the boards, Board of Adjustments doesn't do anything till December. We used to be September. P&Z was October. So moving forward, we need to move forward in what we're doing, but we need to do it the right way.
And I absolutely agree. The black letter law is the black letter law. That's what you're supposed to follow. If that law is ambiguous, then it needs to be interpreted. But who is the interpreting entity to do that? That should be the courts if we can't get a decision locally. I don't think we need to take it that far. I just think that we need to get our backyard cleared up and put it in order so we can move forward in an orderly manner and not have anybody pointing fingers about anything in the future.
Well said. Any further discussion? Okay, hearing none at this time, we have the opportunity to make nominations for president, vice president, secretary, and treasurer. I guess first we'll vote for us to do that. So I need to vote from my left so that then we can make nominations. So we have a motion and a second. Voting from my left, please.
Jones, yes.
Key, yes.
Kroll, yes.
Johannes, yes?
Ligon, yes.
Bond, yes.
Okay. Now the floor is open for nomination, and we'll start from the first one on the list, which is president.
I'll make a nomination that we nominate Diane Johannes for president.
Kroll,
Diane-
second.
Diane's term is ending.
But she is still a member of the board right now. So she would be eligible until the end of the meeting,
Until the end of what?
until the new members are sworn in.
She's already the president until the end of the meeting.
But I'm making a nomination because we're re-electing.
I deny the nomination.
Okay.
I make a nomination for Roy Key for president.
Okay, we have a nomination on the floor for Mr. Key for president. Any further nominations? We'll vote from my left for president for Mr. Key.
Jones, yes.
Kroll, yes.
Did we need a second
It's a nomination,
on our nomination?
nomination.
Okay.
not on a nomination. Johannes, yes?
Ligon, yes.
Bond, no.
Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Motion carry, or the nomination carries for Mr. Key to be president. Second office is vice president. Do I have a nomination for vice president?
I'd like to nominate Keith Bond for vice president.
We have a nomination for Mr. Bond for vice president. Any other nominations? Hearing none, we'll vote from my left, please, for vice president.
Jones, yes.
Key, Bond, yes.
Kroll, yes.
Johannes, yes.
Ligon, yes.
Bond, abstain.
Okay. Position number 3 is secretary and treasurer. Do I have any nominations from the floor for secretary and treasurer from the board?
I nominate Charles Liggins.
We have a nomination for Mr. Ligon.
I would turn that down.
Mr. Ligon wishes not to be the secretary treasurer. Okay. And at this time, this position is still vacant since Ms. Weller left the board, correct, Ms. Sikora? So this is an open position. Hearing no further nominations, Is it the will of the board to leave this position open until the new board has been seated and taken office in October?
I would say yes.
So I'll need a motion.
I'll make a motion that we leave that position open until the new board is seated.
Okay, I have a motion from Mr. Kroll to leave that position open until the new board has taken their seats. Do I have a second?
Jones, second.
I have a second from Ms. Jones. Any further discussion on leaving that position open? Hearing none, we'll vote for my left.
Jones, yes.
Key, yes.
Kroll, yes.
Johannes, yes.
Ligon, yes.
Bond, yes.
Okay, motion carries. All right, at this time, Robin, we have on the agenda presentation to outgoing EDC board members from Ms. Sikora.
I would just like to thank each of you for your service to the community. It's meant so much to me, and we've worked together as a wonderful group, and I just have a little small gift to give you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Robin.
Thank
It was very thoughtful. We appreciate it very much. At this time, we will adjourn to executive session, and we would like to invite Mr. David Westerfield back to join us in that executive session.
Before we adjourn, I'd like to thank each and every one of you that has served in the time that you've put on this board. Thank you so much for what you've done, each and every one of you.
Thank you, Mr. Key. It's been my pleasure to serve for 4 years, and I appreciated the opportunity to get to represent our community. At this time, let the record show that we are adjourning at 6:47 into executive session. Okay, I'd like to call back into session our meeting and let the record show that we started back, reconvened at 7:38. The next item on our agenda is to discuss, take action on items from our executive session. Item number 1, discuss, take action to reinstate a loan to David Westerfield for the amount of $100,000. Do I have a motion?
I make a motion that we discuss and/or take action to reinstate a loan to David Westerfield for the amount of $100,000.
I have a motion for Mr. Kroll. Do I have a second?
Jones, second.
Second for Ms. Jones. Any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll vote from my left, please.
Jones, yes.
Key, yes.
Roll yes.
Johannes, yes.
Ligon, yes.
Bond, yes.
Motion carries. Item number 2 from executive session was to discuss, take action to approve a grant to Cheney's Tobacco Station not to exceed $25,000. Do I have a motion?
I make a motion that we discuss and/or take action to approve a grant to Cheney's Tobacco Station not to exceed $25,000.
I have a motion for Mr. Kroll. Do I have a second?
Jones, second.
Second for Mrs. Jones. Do I have any further discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote from my left, please.
Jones, yes.
Key, yes.
Roll yes.
Johannes, yes.
Ligon, yes.
Bond, yes.
Motion carries. This time, item number 11 is that we will be swearing in new EDC board members. These board members begin their term in October. So at this time, Ms. Sikora, do we have, is Grace, I'm sorry, Grace is here? You'll come forward, and then do we
Yes,
want to
Judge
get-
Grace Wallace will do the swearing in.
Thank you. Judge, we appreciate you being here with us tonight and your patience for waiting for all this to happen. Would you like a microphone, or do we have one, Robin, that we could share with her so they can be heard?
All right. If I could have Gary Damiano come up first.
I, Gary Damiano, do solemnly swear or affirm that I will faithfully execute the duties of the office of Gun Barrel City, EDC Board, Place 7, at the state of Texas, and will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution and laws of the United States and of the state. So help me God. I, Gary Damiano, do solemnly swear or affirm that I have not, directly or indirectly, paid, offered, promised to pay, I'm sorry? Or contributed. Or promised to contribute any money or thing of value or promise any public office or employment for the givings or withholdings as a vote at the election at which I was elected or as a reward to secure my appointment, confirmation, whichever the case may be. So help me God. Thank you very much.
Keep on.
Just stood up at your chair.
I, Keith Bond, do solemnly swear or affirm that I have not directly or indirectly paid, offered, promised to pay, contributed, or promised to contribute any money, thing of value, or promised any public office or employment for the giving or withholding of a vote at the election at which I was elected or as a reward to secure my appointment or confirmation, whichever the case may be. So help me God. I, Keith Bond, do solemnly swear or affirm that I will faithfully execute the duties of the office of Gun Barrel City, EDC Board, Place 1, of the state of Texas, and will, to the best of my ability, to preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution and laws of the United States and of this state. So help me God. Thank you.
All right, Paul McCullough.
I, Paul McCullough,
Do solemnly swear
or affirm
that I will faithfully execute
that I will faithfully execute
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
of Gun Barrel City,
of Gun Barrel City,
EDC Board Place 5
EDC Place, Board Place 5
of the state of Texas,
of the state of Texas,
and will to the best of my ability
and will to the best of my ability
preserve, protect, and defend
preserve, protect, and defend
the
the Constitution and laws
of the United States
of the United States
and of this state,
and of the state,
so help me God.
so help me God. I, Paul McCullough,
Do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I have not directly
that I have not directly
or
or indirectly
paid,
paid, offered,
promised to pay,
contributed,
or promised to contribute
or promised to contribute
any money
any money
or thing of value
or promise
any public office
or employment
for the giving
or withholding
of a vote
at the election
of which I was elected,
or as a reward
or as a reward
to secure my appointment
or confirmation,
whichever the case may be. So help me God.
Jay Burson.
Burson, do solemnly swear or affirm that I will faithfully execute the duties of office of Gun Barrel City EDC Board, Place 3, of the state of Texas, and will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution and laws of the United States and of this state, so help me God. I, Jay Burson, do solemnly swear or confirm that I have not directly or indirectly paid, offered, promised to pay, contributed, or promised to contribute any money or anything of value, or promise any public office or employment for the giving or withholding for a vote at the election at the office of which I was elected, or as a reward to secure my appointment or confirmation, whichever the case may be, so help me God.
Thank you so much for your time tonight, Judge. We appreciate it. And welcome to the new EDC board members. You will officially take office October 1st. And item number 12 is discuss take action to appoint any remaining officers, but since the new board doesn't take effect until October 1st, that will be tabled until the October meeting. And at this time, I would just like to say that it's been my honor to serve as the president for the last 2 years and to spend 4 years working here on the EDC board. I've had the opportunity to serve with a lot of wonderful people that have a heart and passion for our city. So I appreciate the folks that have served with me, and I look forward to the leadership of the new board as they take their seats in October. I need a motion to adjourn, please.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion from Mr. Bond. Good night.